Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today I want to talk to you about my thrift finds, my thrifted clothes finds, my clothing thrift finds maybe, for 2024. And I have at least one other video idea on this topic coming up, hopefully, if I can make that work. But today I want to give you some stats on the thrifting of clothes that I've done this year. So in total, I have bought myself 21 new clothing items secondhand this year, which feels like a very big number. 21 is a lot, and I don't really know how I feel about that. I feel fine with most of the pieces. I feel good about most of the pieces, but I also feel like 21 items is a lot. Were they all necessary? Probably not. Did they spark joy and make me happy? Yes, most of them. The first item I bought was this pair of Lucy and Jack pants. I got these in May and it's my first ever Lucy and Jack purchase. I've heard a lot of good things about them over the years, and when I got my dungarees last year from Run and Fly, they were obviously not the same thing as Lucy and Jack, but I still thought of Lucy and Jack, and it's been a brand that's been in my mind for a couple of years. I've heard Lena Norms talk about them, Hannah Witten, several other creators that I follow, and I found these on Vinted and I decided to give them a go. My most recent item I've thrifted is this black button down with some frills down the front that I wore in this styling video I recently uploaded, and I got that in November. My most worn item out of the ones I've purchased this year is this denim dress that I have worn 11 times since I purchased it in May. This has really felt like it's become a staple in my wardrobe, and it's made me realize that I really like denim fabric. I'm just not a huge fan of denim pants, like jeans. But this dress has been worn 11 times. Doesn't sound like a lot. I feel like I wore it more. Maybe the wearing stats are off, I don't know. But I have really enjoyed having this in my rotation, and I have many more ways that I'm looking forward to styling it in the future. For my least worn item, there's actually 4 of them that have each been worn 1 time this year. I got all 4 of these items in October and November, so they are much more recent than the denim dress that I got in May. But these 4 items are this kilt-like skirt, which is wool. It is beautiful. I had something similar a number of years ago now that I outgrew and didn't fit into anymore and passed it on to someone else. This is a good replacement for that. I am a little bit surprised I've only worn it once so far, despite getting it in the fall-winter season, and we're in winter now. But I wore it once in October, but I was in more of a fall mood than the weather was, and I severely overheated. I will wear it again. It is wool. It is good for this time of year. It is a little bit itchy, even though I do wear black tights underneath everything really in winter. It is a little bit itchy because it is wool, so we'll see if I can figure out some sort of lining situation, but also it generally does work, and I do have other wool skirts that don't actually bother me all that much when I wear them with tights. The second item is this cardigan that I got. We went on a little birthday trip, nothing big, but we went to a different city to do some thrifting for my birthday celebration this year, which is in October. And I got this cardigan that I like the look of. I think it's really pretty. The lining is definitely synthetic, but I was like, I'm not going to wash this a whole lot. I feel fine with that, because my thing is that I don't want to have generally any synthetic materials, but at least I don't want synthetic materials I have to be washed often. So like a skirt works, jacket works, because those are not things that are in my armpits and get smelly, you know. But this has a lining of something synthetic, and then I didn't really know what the yarn material is. It's wool. It's at least part wool, and I wore it once and it was fine, and then I put it on one other day on top of just a tank top, and it was itchy. It was very itchy. And so I need to wear long sleeves under it, which I guess works with like button downs, but I don't own any long sleeved shirts, like t-shirts. I have some tank tops, I have some t-shirts, and then I have button downs. I don't have any long sleeved thin shirts, like t-shirt material shirts. So bit of a problem, but it is what it is. The third item is this blue vest that was recently featured in a styling video, and I love it a lot. I think it's going to be really good for multiple seasons. It is also wool, or at least a wool blend, but I think this will work. Unlike a wool skirt, this will also work in like spring and summer with white button downs and other such things under it. Because it is much less fabric than a skirt, I think I'm going to be fine in it in the warmer seasons as well, despite it being wool. And I think it's so pretty. I still need to do something about the buttons. I'll do that at some point. It's going to be fine, but it's so good and I want to style it more. And then the fourth and final item I also styled in that same video, and that is this black button down with some frills down the front. I got that in November, just like the vest I got in November as well, and I have worn it only once for that video. I don't know if this item is going to become a staple of my wardrobe. One would think that like, oh, button downs, pretty big staple in my wardrobe, but black button down, I'm not entirely sure. I'm still glad I got it. I got it secondhand. I got it cheap secondhand. It was at a 50% discount in that store. So I got it for a very small sum as well, which makes me comfortable to explore and experiment with it. And I think that with the kilt is also a good look. Plus maybe a vest, just not the blue one. The total amount of money that I've spent on these thrifted items, these 21 items over the past year, is 2,217 Swedish kronor. And I'll put the conversions of US dollars, British pounds, and euro on the screen for you right now, if you want to convert it into your own currency. And that means that the average cost of an item for me was about 105 Swedish kronor. I'll again put the conversions on the screen for you, and that feels okay. I was not on any like ban, like I wasn't allowed to spend a certain amount of money or no more than that amount of money or anything like that, but 105 per item on average feels pretty good. I do like that thrifting is more affordable than purchasing new, but there are bigger reasons for why I thrift as opposed to buying new, and that has to do with the environment and finding unique pieces and all of that. So I don't mind what the cost turned out to be. However, I figured it would be fun, for me at least, and you're here, so you have to watch this and hear this. I figured it would be fun to hear the most expensive and least expensive item, or items I should say, because 4 of them are once again tied for the cheapest price, just like 4 of them, 4 different ones, were tied for the least worn item. So the most expensive purchase was the Lucy and Yak pants that I mentioned earlier. I got these off of Vinted, and them and the denim dress are items I've gotten online on Vinted, both of them, and the rest I've thrifted in store. So for the 2 items that I got online, I've included in the price what I paid for shipping, but then also like I've included the price that actually went out of my wallet to the seller, which is a price that had been adjusted by if I had any credit on Vinted because I'd sold something and still had money on my account. And I've also included the shipping cost. So it's the total price I paid. Yes. And the Lucy and Yak were the most expensive item I purchased, and they cost me 456.5 Swedish kronor. Again, conversions on the screen right now. They were pretty expensive. They are definitely cheaper secondhand than they would have been new. And I'm going to talk more about these pants in an upcoming video on my thrifting for this year, because they are not working for me. They are not the size or the fit that I expected them to be. And that is very sad, and they are hurting me, and I don't want to keep them, and that makes me feel not great. So more on that in a different video. As for my 4 cheapest items, I got each of these for 10 Swedish kronor each, which is less than $1, less than £1, less than €1 at today's conversion rates. I'm filming this mid-December. I got all of them this summer on the same day. We went to a small town that had some small local secondhand stores that aren't run for profit. They're run for people who have a hard time finding work or need help in that department, so they get to work there. And the point of these secondhand stores is just that they should get the work experience. It's not about profits. So these items were ridiculously cheap, and I really, really love most of them. The items are as follows. We have this midi dress that I refer to as like my quote-unquote denim dress, but it's not actually denim. It's a thinner viscose material. It is blue, it is mid-length, it is gorgeous. I have worn it a lot, just not the most out of these 21 items. And then we have this denim shirt. This is a proper denim shirt. It's a thick material, hard denim. I mean, it's been like a bit malleable, that's not a word. It's been a bit softened over time with wear, but it's still like a proper denim, and it was so ridiculously cheap. And then we have 2 white tops. This one, which is a white button down, which we know I love, with some ducks on the front, some duck embroidery on the front. And there's something about this that I don't love. There's something about the fit that's a bit off, but I also haven't really given it a proper chance. It's a little bit thicker in fabric than some of my other button downs, so it's warmer, so it's better for this season, and we've been in this season for a while now, but it's been waiting to be ironed. I have a lot of excuses, it's fine. And then the 4th and final item of these cheapest ones is this white top. This is cropped. It has like the seam on the hem of the shirt is a bit broken, and it had a hole in the sleeve that I fixed and it turned out decent. I don't love this shirt as a shirt that is very visible, but just for the sleeve part of it. I have worn this a lot with the blue quote-unquote denim dress, and I really like the look of that, with just like some white sleeves under something else. So we'll see what I do with this, if I rework it somehow or if I keep wearing it the way it is. It's not a very comfortable, emotionally comfortable, flattering kind of shirt on its own, so I don't wear it like that, but layered under other things and just being a little white accent, I do really like. Hello. Please excuse the sudden change in camera quality, lighting, audio quality probably, all that good stuff, because I am currently editing this video a couple days after filming it, and I was going to transfer all the pictures of the items I bought into a folder on my phone so I could do some editing of that to get them on the screen for you, and turns out that there is an item that I counted twice, so it's only 20 items and all the sums are wrong, and a skirt was also from Vinted, like 3 things were off of Vinted. I'm not gonna refilm this video because I'm really happy with how it turned out, but just so you know that none of the numbers are correct. So it's 1 less item, which means that the average sum and the total sum goes down. That's fine. The stats for how much I've worn things is correct, or were correct when I filmed it, because I've worn this cardigan again since then, and then I've also worn the frilly shirt 1 more time and the kilt 1 more time, and possibly will have worn stuff more, like again, before the video goes up and for the end of the year, but we're not talking about that, so just know that the numbers are wrong. Okay, next up I want to talk about the colors of these items, and I need to bring up my handy dandy trusty notebook here because I can't keep these numbers in my head. So the first category of color I have is beige, out of which there are 2 items. There is this pair of shorts, and there's this dress that is like half beige and half blue, and I'm counting it in both categories. Second category is blue and turquoise, out of which I have 9 items, and that dress again is included in both. There are 4 items that are predominantly white, and 3 items that are predominantly pink or red. This dress, for example, I don't know if I want to call it red or pink, it's somewhere in between, so I've just lumped those together like one nice big category. I then also have 1 black item, and then there are 3 items that are so multicolored that I didn't know where to put them. And when it comes to patterns, 6 of the items were plaid or checkered in some way, 5 of them were floral in some way, and 9 were mostly patternless, or they had pattern in the fabric but not a print. For example, this dress, which is 1 solid color, but it has a little bit of pattern in the fabric. But 6 plus 5 plus 9 is 20 and not 21, which is the number of items I have. But I think it's the bird button down. I think it's this button down that I didn't count somewhere, which I would call it mostly solid, but either way, 1 item has not been counted. But those are the stats for the 21 clothing items that I purchased secondhand this year. And then I have also been getting some like art and stuff that you can't see, they're over there, for my walls and stuff for my office, and a few things for around the house as well. There might be a video of that coming up, I'm not yet sure, but stay tuned for videos in general, and also for what will be my second video on my 2024 clothing thrift finds, because I am planning to tier rank them if I can make that work, because I have thoughts that are not stats related that I want to talk to you about. But thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear in the comments down below which thrifted item of yours is your favorite from this year, and I will be back with another video soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!